Yeah, and reports today that the president will post a new plan on the internet come Monday. Now, it's expected to merge Democratic bills in the House and the Senate and could be passed with only 51 votes, thus avoiding a Republican filibuster. The news coming just days before the president's so-called bipartisan summit on health care, and Tennessee Democrat Congressman Steve Cohen thinks it is indeed a smart move. Congressman, good to have you.
Good to see you, Neil.
You know, Congressman, I've been talking to a lot of your Republican colleagues who've been saying, what the heck? We're having this bipartisan powwow next week, and he's already crafting his bill. The Democrats have their bill, and this must all be for show. What do you say to them?
Well, I don't think so. I think there needs to be a bill coming that's crafted similar to what we were getting in a conference committee report. This country needs health care, no question about it. The costs are going up more than any country in the world. We're 39th in infant mortality, which is criminal. Our spending is out of control with the private sector, and there needs to be certain controls and certain programs put in to change the way the private sector is handling health care, or it's going to break this country. But I think the president wants to listen. He's reaching out to be a bipartisanship, and I hope that the Republicans come and participate with him. And I think if they come up with some reasonably good ideas, I know that the president will respond, and he will change the program. But he's not going to start from scratch. We shouldn't do that. We don't have time.
That's a valid
this has been a 100-year effort starting with Teddy Roosevelt.
Congressman. But, you know, years and years ago, long before I came to Fox, I worked at a place where my boss called all of us anchors together in a room, because I was an anchor then too, and called all of them, we want your input on how we're going to streamline costs around here. So we all give our input. Lo and behold, it turns out this dude had already agreed on the cuts he was going to make, and it was for show, and none of our opinions really mattered. Not that they necessarily should have in retrospect. We're just anchors, and as you know, we just read a prompter. But my point was that why the heck did he call us into that meeting? So a lot of your Republican colleagues are saying, why the heck are you calling us in a meeting where the end is already cast in stone?
I don't think it is cast in stone. You know, there's an amendment process. I think the president would love to have a bipartisan bill. That's why he went to the Republican caucus. But most of the ideas that they gave him...
He's creating his own, Congressman. He's crafting his own.
Well, he needs to, because the Senate and the House haven't been able to come up with a conference committee report. I think he needs to be involved. But I think that if the Republicans they came up with ideas to the Republican caucus, some of them might be included in the bill Monday. We can't prejudge what he's going to present.
But he's the king, right, Congressman? He's the king, and he calls the shots. And I'm all for bipartisanship. If you give me an idea I like, I'll consider it. If you don't, I won't. So that's really not a bipartisan meeting, is it?
Well, I think it will be. You know, only one Republican voted for the health care bill the last time, and he voted after there were 218 votes already up. And there was no support in the Senate. The Republicans have not come up with reasonable solutions to solve what is a great crisis in America.
Yeah, but there are a lot of your colleagues. Who are a heck of a lot antsier than they were before, right? Given some recent elections and poll numbers, I mean, they don't all want to jump off a bridge, do they?
Well, I think they want to help the American people and do their job and do the right thing. This has been a 100-year effort that Richard Nixon, Teddy Roosevelt, Harry Truman...
No, you're right. I don't need the history lesson. But what they're saying, Congressman, is that, look, we don't like the direction you're taking. And I'm not saying you're doing this, sir, because you're a good man, a patriot and all that. But I think a lot of your colleagues are just running into this roughshod and saying, oh, the hell with these polls, the hell with having in Massachusetts and Virginia, New Jersey, and all of these Tea Party rallies and all like that. That's just an aberration. We're going full throttle with this. And I always get the impression it's like, I don't know, a bad Roadrunner flick, right? There's this big old anvil ready to drop on all you guys' head.
Well, I think that the people who are concerned are overly concerned. I don't think those other elections portend the problems that others have suggested. You know, there are more Republicans not running for re-election than Democrats. People are upset with the process, and the process has been perverted by the 60-vote majority needed in the Senate. Reconciliation is something that the Republicans did many years.
So you're saying you're going to say
Republican caucus used it.
You're saying reconciliation is the way to go. A simple majority is the way to go.
I think it is majority rule. And Senator Bill Frist, former Republican majority leader and a great physician and a Tennessean, has said that that's something has been done before and it's legitimate.
So you're saying, is that the way you guys are going to go? Is that the way you guys are going to go?
Well, the Republicans did it for tax breaks.
No,
the Republicans did it for welfare reform.
I'm not casting aspersions on either party.
And it's part of the Constitution. If you go back to the founding fathers, they wanted to see majority rule.
Congressman, okay. So you're telling me on this health care thing, gone is this filibuster vote type thing. A simple majority, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're going to have your health care deal, right?
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far. When a majority of Americans are for it and a majority of Americans vote for it.
No, I'm asking a majority. Is it going to be now? Democrats have rallied around the idea Forget this 60 vote thing. 51 will do it. We're done. Game over.
Well, I think that's the way that it's been most major legislation has passed in this country in the last 20 years, and I hope Republicans vote for it. But I don't think they want to. I think they want to defeat this president no matter what the issue, and more Americans can be sent to hospitals. Their health care premiums can go up.
Congress, I got to tell you, you got to talk to some members in your own party because they're getting the heebie-jeebies, and last time I checked, they're Democrats. But we'll watch it closely, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Neil. And Memphis is a great city. It doesn't belong on that miserable list.
No, I was thinking of you there. You were right to be upset. Congressman, very good to see you.
Upset.
Thank you. Well,
Thank
Toyota.
you. Sorry I missed you last Monday on set.
Indeed. All right. Well, Toyota's big week.